Welcome to today's lecture. That is the fifth lecture in this series for VLS High Technology. Subject code is KC053. Today we are going to cover a very interesting and very important topic of this lecture series, that is the fabrication sequence. So we will cover the fabrication sequence for both the NMOS and the CMOS device. So let us start with the NMOS. So when we are going to fabricate the NMOS device, so we know that we have to create a channel that should be N channel, that is of N type. So what type of substrate we will take? We will take a substrate of P type. So this is the P type substrate. Now the second step is oxide silicon. This oxide of silicon to form the layer of or SiO2. That is, we have to oxidize this substrate. This is the oxide layer. So we have to oxidize this substrate, silicon substrate, to form the silicon dioxide layer over it. Now coat the silicon with the photoresist. Why are we doing this? So whatever pattern we are about to create on this device, okay, so creating any of the pattern, we have to coat the oxide layer, coat this wafer with the photoresist. This is the photoresist. Okay, so we have to cover this. We have to coat this with the photoresist layer, and using the mask, we will create a pattern. So how we will use the mask in creating the pattern? So this is shown in this figure, that this is a glass mask. This is a mask. Okay. So we can see that there is a space through the mask. So these areas are opaque and this area is transparent. Okay. So this area is transparent. So whenever any of the optical source is applied, so here we are using the ultraviolet light. So whenever the light falls on this mask, so the transparent portion of this mask, this middle portion, allows these radiations to pass through. And in the rest of the area of this mask, these light radiations are obstructed. So it will not allow these radiations to pass through it, to reach this substrate. So the radiations through this mask reach only this space. Okay. And here we have applied the photoresist. Okay. So here the areas which are exposed to the ultraviolet radiations, these become soluble when immersed in the solution, when going through the solution. And the rest of the areas of this photoresist get solidified. Okay. So these get solidified. So this is how it is possible to protect certain areas from the radiations. So here, this is the oxide layer, this is the photoresist, this is the mask, these are the ultraviolet radiations, and the exposed photoresist becomes soluble. It's written over here. Okay, so to form the source and drain regions, the next step is lithography. This complete process of coating with the photoresist, passing the ultraviolet radiations, and applying the mask through which these radiations follow. This whole process is known as lithography. Now, the SiO2 regions which are not covered by the hardened photoresist can be etched away either by etching. So these can be etched away. Okay. Now the chemical etching or dry etching is applied, and this is how you can see that the photoresist layer over here has been removed after etching. So this is how the window is created over here for doping. Okay. So now the remaining photoresist, this is the oxide layer. Now the photoresist has been completely removed from the wafer surface. So the remaining photoresist can be removed by using another solvent. Now deposit a layer of thin oxide in order to form the gate oxide of the NMOS transistor. Now what we will do, we will create a gate. So for creating a gate, we have to deposit some gate oxide. So this is a thin oxide layer. This is the thin oxide over here. In the next step, we are depositing the polysilicon for the gate electrode. So on the top of the thin oxide layer, a layer of polysilicon is deposited. It is used as the gate electrode material for MOS to interconnect it. So this is how this is the polysilicon, this is the thin oxide layer, this is the thick oxide layer which was deposited at the very first step. So now again, using the photolithography, we are going to create a region for the deposition of that is a polysilicon. So after deposition of polysilicon, it is patterned and etched through same process, that is lithography, to form the interconnects and MOS transistor gates. So this is how. So suppose this was a layer. Again, in this portion it is left, in other portions it is again the mask is applied over here. So this is how the ultraviolet radiations are passed through the mask, and this area is patterned. The thin oxide not covered by the polysilicon is also etched away so that the source and drain junctions can be formed. So in this, again, these portions are also removed in the next step. So this is how the windows are created for doping. So the now the entire silicon surface is then doped with a high concentration of impurities, either by diffusion or ion implantation. So we have to create an NMOS. So we have to dope with the N device, N-type doping we have to create over here. So this is how these windows are created. Again, once the source and the drain regions are completed, the entire surface is again covered with an insulating layer of SiO2. The insulating oxide is then patterned in order to provide the contact window for drain and source junctions. So this is again the SiO2 is deposited, and again the patterning is done using the same process of photolithography to create the for the drain and source junctions over here. Next step is metallization. The surface is now covered with evaporated aluminium which will form the interconnections. Finally, the metal layer is patterned and etched, completing the interconnections of the MOS transistor on the surface. So this is how the metal layer is deposited over the whole surface, and again using the photolithography, this again the patterns are created and the metal layer is removed from the unwanted areas, and only the areas where the metallization has to be done, only it is left with those areas. So this is how the interconnections, metallic interconnections are made with the outside world. So this was a complete process of NMOS, starting from the raw silicon surface here, silicon substrate, and ending with the interconnections. This is how it finally looks like. So this is the final NMOS device. Now let us start with the CMOS. The process is same. Only difference is that in the CMOS we have to create N channel as well as P channel. So we have to incorporate both the N type and the P type device. Let us understand how we are going to do this. Again, starting with the P type substrate and the oxide layer deposition over it. This is known as the field oxide. Now again patterning the substrate to create one of the wells into the surface. So the oxide is etched for P MOSFET. So first of all, we are creating a window for PMOS. So we all know that CMOS is the combination of NMOS and PMOS. So this window has been created for developing PMOS. So we know that for creating a PMOS device, we have to create a P channel, and the substrate and the well we have to create should be N well. So now the N type doping is done. So diffuse N well over here. Now again the patterning is done to create a window for making this P well. That is the N MOSFET. So now again after patterning, so this again the deposition is done, grow the gate oxide is done. Now, after growing the gate oxide, this is the gate oxide. This oxidation has been done for creating the gate. After the depositing the gate oxide, the polysilicon is deposited like this. This green colored layer is the polysilicon layer. Now again, patterning is done using the lithography process, and the windows are created for source and drain in each of the P MOSFET and N MOSFET. Okay. So using the masks, I hope you all can understand there should be certain mask over here, and using that mask we are able to protect certain areas and open the windows in certain areas. So depending upon the structure of the mask, we are able to create such windows over here. So this is how the patterning is done, and again the ultraviolet radiations from the above will pass through it and create such spaces, such windows after thus the device is passed through the solvent to remove the unwanted areas. So this step is all about the lithography. Okay, so this is the output of lithography. Now again, after creating these windows, we have to do these areas with the N-type and P-type substances. So that is the impurities. So here this is the P MOSFET. So for P MOSFET, we have to create the P type of drain and source, and for N MOSFET, we have to create N type of source and drain. So this is PMOS, and this is for NMOS. Now, what should be the next step? Next step should be the metallization. So let us understand how we do the metallization in this case. First of all, we have to grow the nitride as an insulating layer before metallization. So here we can see this is all nitride. Now again, we are going to etch the nitride using the same lithography process, that is the patterning, using the mask and allowing the mask to pass the ultraviolet radiations through those windows where the nitride has to be removed. So nitride has to be removed from these areas. So again, the mask will look like this. So mask will look like this. Okay, so this is how the mask will look like, and the ultraviolet radiations will pass through this and it will make these areas soluble and the nitride can be removed. So here the nitride layer has been removed using the solvent. Now next step is deposition of metal. So here, after removal of nitride in the wanted areas, in the prescribed areas, we are depositing the metal layer on all over the surface. So here we can see this is the oxide. Okay, this is the polysilicon in green, and in the light gray there is the nitride. This is all nitride. Okay, and these are the metallic layer, that is the aluminium. Now in the next step, the metal is etched. Okay, so again, for etching the metal, we have to use the mask and we have to use the patterning. So how will this pattern work? This will be the look of our mask, and again from above there will be the application of UV rays, and UV rays when passed through this mask will come through these areas, and finally the metallic layer can be removed in these areas. So this is how the whole of the CMOS and PMOS has been created in this CMOS device. So let us have a quick recap of CMOS. So starting with the P-type substrate, we have to first open a window for P MOSFET. Then for creating a P MOSFET, we have to deposit this N well. So we are diffusing this N-type impurities to create the N well. Now the next step will be the creation of the N MOSFET. So for N MOSFET, we already have this P-type substrate. No need to deposit another well. So here we are patterning so that the drains and source can be created in each of the P MOSFET and N MOSFET devices. So this is how the source and the drains are created using the mask and the patterning schemes. So now again, for N MOSFET, N type impurities have been diffused here. The doping has been done, and in this the P type impurity doping has been done for creation of P MOSFET. Then the next step, before metallization, the nitride layer has been grown, and it has been again etched, patterned and etched using the solvents. And at the last, after etching the nitride, metallization has been done. And how this is done? Again, using the lithography, metallization is done. Metallic layer can be aluminium. It has been deposited, and after patterning, the contacts, the windows has been open, and these are the contacts which we are able to make with the outside world. So this is how the fabrication of NMOS and CMOS has been completed, and this fabrication part is a very important topic of this subject, and we have to understand how the complex devices consisting of the multiple layers of these NMOS and PMOS devices are fabricated. So these are the basic steps, starting from the oxide deposition, the nitride deposition, patterning, polysilicon deposition. These are the very basic steps and which are incorporated in the fabrication of any of the complex devices. So this was all for today's lecture. Thank you.